Hi, ever wonder what it's like to work another profession or live in the underworld? Listen to unsuspecting riders give a 10 to 15 minute personal masterclass as I spontaneously interview them as they enter my taxi. I'm your host, Simon Rushton, and this is Taxi Chronicles. Morning. Yes, we're back with another episode, another rider. Today we have a guy who's very caring, very understanding and very patient. And he worked in a care home, I believe it's for more than 20 years. And he said he loves it, and he's going to tell us all about why he got into it, how he got into it, and what motivates him. So nice to have you here today, Frank.
Thank you very much.
Okay, so how did you get into the industry?
So when I was young, I didn't know what I wanted to do, and I was going to go into banking, and I did work experience in a bank in the West End or the city, and decided to change completely. Don't know, ask me why, I just did. And then I started wanting to go into the care profession, and I started in a hospital in Putney, and just really enjoyed working there. But obviously when you start from the bottom, you want to work your way up. So then I decided to, that was with disability, and then I decided to move into dementia and Alzheimer's. So we had to support people live as independent as they could in a care home, and that involved like having activities, ensuring that people were looked after, cared for, and made their own decision and choices. So then after that I moved on to a service in Battersea, which was a day centre, and that was because I was recommended by the manager that was there, and been probably doing care work now for probably over 35 years or something like that. So it's been a long time, and I just like, the thing is I like meeting people and I like talking all the time. So
that helps.
So that really helps. And like, you know, things are challenging, especially when you know people are suffering and they like have dementia and got a disability, and you try and help somebody like live their life as much as they could and like can, and not take over, and just make sure that they're all right and they can like make as many choices as they can and take risks as much as they can as well. So for example, like we have some service users that like to go sailing, and they go sailing on the in the Thames.
These are people
in
got
Greenwich.
dementia?
No, disabilities.
Okay.
So most disabilities like we have are probably elderly people that have had strokes or had brain injuries or multiple sclerosis or Parkinson's, and you just want to make the day special and just make sure that somebody enjoys their day instead of like just doing nothing and sitting at home doing nothing. So it's been challenging, obviously, because of the COVID and stuff like that, but we've been going out with food parcels and ringing people every day and like doing like calls on like Zoom and WhatsApp and stuff. So just making people ensure that they're okay, and making sure that they have someone to talk to instead of just being left like most people are at the moment. So that's and that's why I like it, because it's like challenging every day. You've got something different to do every day. So
what would you say that you've learned that over the years that you wish you knew when you started?
Oh God, that's a hard one. Just don't take advantage of what you got today, because it might be taken away from you tomorrow. Do you know what I mean?
Can you give me be a bit more specific? It sounds like an interesting...
Yeah, it's like, some people that we work with, they're like just ordinary people like us, and then all of a sudden they might have an injury or something, and then everything completely changes. So I just don't take things for granted. Okay. Like, I just like take my day as my day is, and like hope I'm achieving what I need to achieve on that day.
You say you work with people with dementia.
I did, yeah.
You did.
Yeah.
And that's quite common now. I hear quite a few people say, "Oh, my mum's got dementia." Yeah. It's usually the mum for some reason.
Yeah.
What would be your advice to dealing with dementia?
I think it's just really hard, because everyone's like, when somebody comes to me, obviously like when I was working with dementia, that person's got dementia already or Alzheimer's, so I see that person as they are then, and I don't see them as they were before, if you know what I mean.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the really hardest thing, because you try and make sure that people keep their identity as they were before and not as they are now. So a lot of the people that come into us, their families are just like broken because, you know, they're trying to live their lives as well and try and not like be there for that person that was there before.
Mm-hmm.
And that's really hard.
Is there any
Really hard.
tips that you found makes it easier for the carers handling the dementia people?
The only thing that everyone probably knows already is like keeping to a routine, like with that person. Yeah. So then they're not like being jolted here, there, and everywhere, and like going to different places. And it's always keep to a routine. So then, you know, it's easier for that person to concentrate on something instead of going all over the place and doing different things, and that person getting confused. That's what I think anyway. It's only my opinion. So
no, but you've done it for 30 odd years, so that I would qualify you as a master.
Yeah, oh God, like a Jedi. You know what I mean?
Yoda.
You know Yoda.
Yoda,
I hope I don't look like him. Do you know what I mean? So yeah, so just making a difference every day is the best thing, really.
What are the signs of this dementia? And do people come back from dementia? Do they like one day say like they suddenly get back to normal? Have you ever heard of that?
No, I don't know what normal is really, because everyone suffers in some sort of way, don't they, with like a memory thing or whatever. But you know, you do have things, you know, that when I was working in dementia, that somebody would recognise me, if you know what I mean. So then you obviously think, well, they know me, but that's obviously to do with the like routine.
Yeah, you're in that routine.
It's got the routine, and I'm in that routine. Mm-hmm. But sometimes I know families find it hard because, you know, sometimes their loved ones are not remembering them and understanding what they're saying, and that can get quite hard for people.
Yeah, so if you're going to visit your loved one, make it a routine.
That's what I mean, yeah.
So on a certain day, a certain time.
Yeah, same time, yeah.
And then you'll get the best out of them.
Yeah.
Okay, that's interesting. Mm-hmm. So yeah, you said you worked with. Has there ever been a point in your career when you just think, I've had enough of this?
There's always sort of like times when you just think, oh my God, can I take any more? But then you just think to yourself, you want to care for those people, and you know, what would happen if we weren't there, like supporting them? And that's what you've got to think of, really, because otherwise, if you just like let people just carry on, then it could be a lot more people could suffer. Mm-hmm. You know, so that just keeps me going, really. And I don't care about money or anything like that. I'm just happy with what I do, and so that's all right. And there are days when you get a bit like stressed and stuff, but that's all right.
Yeah, I hear you.
Yeah.
Okay. If you could do any job in the world and pay is not an issue, what job would it be?
Well, I don't know, really. I really wouldn't know. There's just like anything that just makes you happy, really. You know, at the moment it's awful for everybody, I know, because there's so many jobs being lost and stuff like that. So everyone's dreams are being shattered no matter what. You know, so I wouldn't really know. I like my music, so it'd probably be something to do with music.
Okay.
Yeah.
What do you play any instruments?
No.
You sing?
No.
Okay.
I mean, like, you know, working in the music industry, I know it's tough at the moment for everybody, but like, yeah, if everything was all right, like if I was a bit younger as well, like, I'd probably be doing something like that, running around and doing stuff, because I'm always on the go. You know, you're in our sort of work, you're always on the go all the time.
Okay.
Yeah, so.
Mm-hmm. That's good. That is a bit of a trick question, I will confess. It was someone put it to me, and basically the original question was, would you do it all again, and would you change anything? But when someone put that question to me, I thought that's actually better, because you get the answer, but you make the person think. Yeah,
think about it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In truth of it.
I always think, like, you know, I started in care, and I've.
Well, you started banking, which was totally the opposite. You could have got any more extreme,
like,
right, isn't it?
It's like care, isn't it? Like I care about everybody, and that's made me feel all right through my life. Do you know what I mean?
So you've had a purpose.
Yeah,
You've got a purpose.
and I've got lots of like good friends and stuff like that, and I care for them too. So that's just like me now. I'm sort of like a caring person. So, and as I said, don't take things for granted. It just happens, and I'm just doing what I do, and that's it. And I've always said that I do what I do because that's what I do, and that's it.
If you're speaking to a younger person who said they want to do your profession, or follow the route that you follow, what advice would you give to them?
Just follow what you believe in, and like just know that you're making a difference to somebody's life. And you might think it's just like maybe just washing things and washing people or whatever, but it's not. It's more than that. And it's like it's making someone feel that they're alive and not just like nobody, like a number or just a little bit of a letter on a care plan or something, that you're actually with that person. But if you believe you can do it, then just go and do it, because you can only try it, and if it doesn't work out, then it won't. You know straight away if it will work out. It doesn't take long to know that you're doing the right thing.
I understand. My last question to you is, what is the impact you want to have on the world?
I just think like, you know, if you look after everyone around you, then everything will be all right. Do you know what I mean? So no matter if it's good or bad or whatever, just be there for everybody, instead of fighting against each other and like fighting against religions and cultures and whatever. Be together and like be supportive of each other, because we've all got to live on this same planet. So that's what I see. And like when I work in what I do, I have all different cultures and that in my service, and we all get along. So what's the difference from inside a building to outside in the street? Do you know what I mean? Just look after each other.
Yeah, I understand.
Instead of fighting all the time.
Yep, very, very true. Very, very true.
Because I would have somebody, you know, that's needs to go to a funeral that's never been to like a mosque or even a church, but they all come together, all our service users come together to say goodbye to that one person. So everything goes out the window about where you've come from or whatever. It's like you're all one unit, and you know, that's all.
Have you had a lot more deaths due to the seen a lot more deaths?
Touch wood, I don't, like, because we're like, you know, I'm not residential, and I know they're suffering. So a lot of residential places are really suffering a lot. But touch wood, I've been okay.
Okay, that's good.
And we've had our vaccinations happening. So
will you get vaccinated as well?
I did already, yeah.
And how was that?
That's all right. You get your arm hurting for one day after, but it's exactly like the flu jab. You know, you have the flu jab every year. If you get it, you have this aching feeling in your arm. But that goes after a while, and you feel okay. And even that day when I went down there, like it was me and this little old woman. We were first in the queue at like 7:30 in the morning, and it's just like there was like a lot of elderly people there. So it's like just sitting there chatting to them and finding out about where they come from and stuff. Instead of just walking past somebody like and not just ignoring them and be frightened that you might get something or catch something, or they might go mad on you.
Are you from London originally?
South London, innit?
What part?
That's it.
Okay, so you're born
yeah,
and bred.
born, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I was born in Brixton, but
Brixton,
but mainly brought up in Battersea, Putney. Myself, Winstanley Estate.
Oh, Winstanley, yeah.
And stuff.
That's near the bridge, Battersea Bridge.
Yeah. That's
where I used to work, near there.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's good. Well, thanks a lot for that.
That's all right. Do I get a free gift now? No, I'm joking.
No, that is actually in the pipeline.
Oh my God.
That is actually in the pipeline, mate.
Yeah. Just to let you know.
We hope you liked that interview. Don't forget to like, share and subscribe to get the latest daily episode. Ever considered investing in the continent with the fastest growing economy and population on Earth? The same continent that holds 30% of the world's known natural resources? Then listen to our sister podcast, Africa Investor Stories, where you will hear real investors with real stories from around the world share their experience of investing in Africa. We post Monday and Thursday at 10 a.m.